it's really exciting, and I'm so proud and privileged to be a part of this event, to have Gary Mendelson and Scott Holdren taking the lead on this, I believe, to share great information for men's health. So take it away, guys. And David, thank you so much.
Let me just pull up the screen share here.
Okay.
There we are. And we're actually going to ask Gary Mendelson to start us off.
Good afternoon, everybody. And I'm sorry that I can't be there in person, but duty calls. Now, both Scott and I debated over what this meeting should be about. We were tossed between health or business. Which? Because the country is now opening up and starting partially to get back to what our new normal is, do we discuss protecting our health through building our immune system or maintaining or optimizing our health? Or do we talk about people taking a new mindset that a plan B financially is not an option, but at this point in our economy, it's a necessity? An additional stream of income would definitely be a good step towards helping in your financial recovery. So we felt that we needed to cover both. And tonight, we're going to lead with health. But more specifically, we're going to go at this presentation from a man's point of view, a man talking to another man. I look forward to seeing you on Thursdays. Thank you.
And that was Dr. Gary Mendelson, live on tape from Maryland via Arizona. Now, everybody has a different perspective on their health.
The rest of us have one job: tear these things apart. You get hurt, hurt them back. You get killed, walk it off.
So according to the American Medical Association, men typically avoid doctors as they prefer either not to know or they don't see a reason to go. And it's important to encourage the mindset of proactive preventative thinking. So Shackley has quite a few targeted solutions for men that we can talk about today, and we've chosen 6. First is saw palmetto. Second, Nutriferon, vitamin D3, osteomatrix, zinc, and then we will be talking about our financial supplement, the business opportunity. David Swain is going to jump in here and talk about the first 5.
Yes, so the first one I want to talk about is saw palmetto, and this is the one that I probably have the most concern about at the moment. It's designed to support prostate health, and that's a nice kind of clean thing to say, but really it's important to be able to maintain proper urinary flow for a male as we get older, because there can be complications. And I have some experience in that just earlier this year that I'll talk about in a minute. But the idea of this is this lots of fruits and vegetables since I was like 50. And I've heard that people should start as young as 40. It depends upon talking with your doctor about those kind of things. But toward the end of last year, during the winter, somehow I forgot to reorder. And then the next month, I also forgot to reorder because there wasn't anything on the shelf. Normally, I have 2 or 3 months worth of things on the shelf. And in January, I had a problem. And I didn't know exactly what was causing it. But as the day went on, it got worse and worse and worse. And finally, I had to go to the emergency room. And then I spent the next 3 or 4 weeks dealing with catheterization, which is the physical way of dealing with this issue. Not a good thing, especially when you have to go out and shovel snow for 2 major snowfalls while in that state. So I'm really deathly afraid of going back to that. I got back on my saw palmetto, and also a small amount of a drug that the doctors recommended to get things back on track. But it's not just inconvenient, it's very painful and uncomfortable and embarrassing thing to be dealt with externally. So I strongly suggest anyone who knows an older man who hasn't already gone through this, or even if they have, salt palmetto would be the way to go. So sorry about the side trip, but had to get that out. That's really important. Let's go on to the next one, Nutriferon. This is a product designed to help us create our own interferon as needed. So Dr. Kojima, one of the co-discoverers of interferon back in the 1950s, decided to depart from the medical community's way of looking at this. They were saying, oh boy, we kind of found this thing that regulates our immune systems, and if we could just synthesize this and inject people with it, that's the way to go, because we're doctors and medicine is our thing. He thought that maybe being in harmony with nature was a better way to go. And so he spent the next 40 or 50 years of his career looking for some combination of things that would stimulate the body to naturally create more interferon as needed. And he finally found them, patented it, and then came to Shaklee to have Shaklee bring that to market. So it is patented. Shaklee, I don't know whether they own the patent or license it, but they have the exclusive on being able to create this. And this is something that we take a couple tablets a day. And when our bodies notice that we are being invaded, it suddenly leaps into action and triggers our immune system to go out and do its thing and start sending the troops out internally to take care of the invasion. So it's a pretty nice thing altogether. Let's move on to vitamin D3. So there are really two kinds of vitamin D. There's the D2 and the D3. D2 comes mainly from plant sources. It's a little less expensive than D3 to create, and it's used to fortify foods. D3, on the other hand, is exactly the same thing that our bodies create when we get enough exposure to sunlight to be able to make our own vitamin D. However, we usually can't make enough, especially if we live in northern climates like I do. We hardly see the sun, and even when we do see the sun, with the problems we've had with the ozone layer for the last few decades, you don't want to get too much sun exposure, because then there are other problems that you can get. So supplementing is the way to go. And we'll talk a little bit more about what D3 actually helps with. It helps with a lot of different things, including our immune systems, as well as our calcium metabolism for building strong bones. So speaking of that, we have Osteomatrix. This is a calcium supplement. Actually, it's a calcium and magnesium and vitamin D supplement, but only enough vitamin D to use the calcium and the magnesium that are in there. So the idea behind Osteomatrix, as the name suggests, osteo standing for bone, really, is to help reduce the risk of osteoporosis, or porous bones, that many of us will develop as we get older if we're not careful. So it's a specially formulated blend of critical nutrients to help build bone density while you're young and minimize bone loss as we get older. So it provides 1,000 milligrams of elemental calcium, which is our daily recommended allowance, 600 IUs, international units, of vitamin D, which helps our body to absorb the calcium that we're taking in, and 400 milligrams of magnesium to help incorporate the calcium into our bones, along with some vitamin K to support bone growth, and magnesium, copper, and zinc to aid in building more bone mass. So these things are all really important for not only building bones as we're younger, but maintaining that bone mass as much as possible and not losing the bone mass. The other thing that we want to make sure that we get is adequate exercise, especially weight-bearing exercise, actually lifting weights and putting pressure on some of our bones, which stimulates them to build back if they have all the proper things available, so that they can maintain and even replace bone loss. Okay, let's move on. So zinc. Zinc is a really important actor in all kinds of enzyme activity within our body. So among other things that it does is it helps support normal thyroid function, helps support normal immune function, because all these little actors in our immune system really need zinc. There are different kinds of enzymes and need zinc to be able to build those things. So as part of enzyme reactions, zinc is involved in such diverse biochemical activities as protein digestion, amino acid metabolism, energy production, bone metabolism, vitamin A utilization, and insulin production. So zinc is necessary for growth and development and to maintain normal immune function. It's also important for the synthesis of protein and the synthesis of genetic material, in other words, our DNA. Okay, so those are 5 really important products. Another thing that we have available for our customers and for ourselves is the health print system. So as we finish talking about the products here that we're talking about today for men's health, and this would apply to women as well, but men in particular need to take note of this. They can get some feedback by simply going in and taking a health print assessment. So it's a personalized thing, and it allows us to better serve our customers to help figure out what their health goals might be and how to achieve those health goals. It only takes 5 minutes to complete. There are 20 questions which help the person who's using this system to focus on what's important to them. And then they will receive a personalized health assessment. We also have access to that if they've done that through our personal website, so that we can better counsel them and answer their questions as they have them. So we want to encourage them to not only take the health print assessment, but get back to us, and so that we can discuss their needs and answer any questions that they might have.
Thank you,
And that's what
David.
I have to say. Thank you.
I'm going to jump in.
Yeah.
Am I back?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, my computer's being real hinky today. We'll cut that out in post-production. I'm going to jump in and cover the 6th targeted solution for today, and that's our financial supplement, or the Shackley business opportunity. Before talking about any details, though, there's 2 points that I want to look at. The first is Shackley a good opportunity? Now, there's lots of variations of this list that you see on the screen, but there's really just 4 basic questions to ask. Is the opportunity for real? Answer: the profession we are in is called network marketing. It's worldwide. It has more than 100 million distributors around the world, accounting for $200 billion in sales. Second, is there money in it for me? Well, our brand partner, Shackley, has paid out over $9 billion in bonuses, and our distributors work from home, very critical this time. Number 3, will I get the support I need? We do offer complete training all the way. You're never by yourself until you're ready to, and we actually get paid for helping others grow. Fourth, what kind of track record? Shackley is the largest manufacturer of natural food supplements in the U.S., even though we're not sold in stores. They were the first company in the country to be certified climate neutral, meaning they completely offset their carbon footprint. They also created one of the very first Earth Day products. They have a stellar track record. The second is, how much money do you need or want each month? Is this going to be a hobby money? Is it going to be supplemental income stream? Is it going to be a primary income stream? and how urgent is the need. So Shackley has an unlimited potential, and you can ignore the ranks across the bottom for our discussion today. What we're really interested in is, can you create the income stream that you're looking for? So it all starts with you. You really just need to do 4 simple things. First, test the products for yourself, try out different things, try the different product lines. Hopefully you're going to become a raving fan, and then just like you would with the movies or a good book or a good restaurant, share your story with others, and then teach other people to do these same 3 things. So it's really all about building a network. You want to create your team. Remember, at this point, you've tried the products, you've had great results, now you're recommending them to friends. So when you do, you might try to have some of your friends try the product for themselves. They become raving fans. They start telling people about it. But remember, you're getting bonuses all the time that you're doing this. And the real beauty is that when you create the network and the people that you've talked to are talking to other people, you're also getting bonuses on their products. That's the network. So let's just take a brief look at the numbers. That diagram that was on the last page demonstrated you talk to 3 people, each of them talk to 3 people. So with the Shackley earning plan, the combination of commissions, bonuses, and incentives, you've really got an unlimited potential. So what happens here, just really general numbers, if you've got 13 people that are redirecting around $300 of their normal spending in consumables to the new store they're visiting called their Shackley store, that $3,900 at around a 20% pricing differential 20% bonus in the pricing differential, it's going to generate about $800 a month, or that's around $9,600 a year. Now, if your need is more urgent and you need to do something today to get money tomorrow, there are programs like the Prove It Challenge. In the Prove It Challenge, you take the Prove It Challenge, it takes 30 days. You share that with others. They feel amazing. And the money side of this, if it is an urgent need for you, is that each time you sell a Prove It Challenge, Shackley on the very next day is putting $25 in your bank account. So do it today, get paid tomorrow. That satisfies the urgent need. Now, if you do that 3 times in the same calendar month, not only are you going to get the $75 of the 325s, but Shackley is also going to give you a $75 bonus. So 3 Prove It Challenges in the same calendar month, and that's $150 to satisfy the urgent need. Now think about it. If you just did 1 a day, every day of the month, 30 Prove It Challenge kits, that's 10 triplets, that's $75 of sales 10 times, and $75 of bonus 10 times. That's satisfying the urgent need with $1,500. So that's the real broad strokes of the business opportunity. If anything that you heard here kind of ticks your boxes, then you should get together with whomever brought you here or sent you here and go over the details. That, in a nutshell, is our targeted solutions for men.
Great job. That is marvelous information for all of us. Scott, I guess we can open it up if anybody has any questions. And thank you, David and Scott and Gary. I know he's not doctor of audiology, and now that he's back to work, we can't see him live, but what a wonderful presentation. And I love the business model.